Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Okay, boy, that's been some heavy readings today. This next one's going to seem somewhat tame in comparison, but it is just as important. So what I want to have a look at that when your work, interestingly enough, here's uh, the SCOTUS, and the choice that they need to make is really obvious, but they are looking at all the options, and boy, oh boy, there's some poor choices there available to them. So this is about SCOTUS making the decision I read last week, and I know a few other readers have gotten similar, that SCOTUS will come back um, with an offer. It's Page of Cups there, so SCOTUS come back with some sort of unexpected offer in regards to Trump's immunity. So what they are looking at, I really feel, and I do feel that he won't be immune, but at the moment they're dissecting what is official action that he's taken versus personal action that he's taken. So therefore, it's not immune to everything. So, for example, I'm just trying to think who made a good example about that, but I'll just say. So we're looking at, for example, President Bush, his decision to go into Iraq, I think it was. Gosh, that's taking my mind back a while. Go into Iraq for the weapons of mass destruction that turned out to never exist. That was an official presidential decision. So therefore, he can't be prosecuted, even though there were some dubious goings on in regards to that particular decision, versus, for example, and I'm just making this up because there is no perception that this has happened, um, if he had gotten a financial kickback personally for having gone into Iraq, if that makes sense. Now, that didn't happen, but there is a difference between the personal and the official. So that's what's happening. A lot of this is occurring because in the past there was a gentleman's agreement or an understanding that this is what presidents this is the standard that presidents had to attain, that they were held to, and what they had to do. But the ex-president, who will be one day illegitimate President Trump, basically smashed all that um, honourable agreement into the dust. Now, we're talking about the taxes here. So presidents for however long since early last century have been presenting their taxes to say that they weren't compromised. There was no legality for them to have to do that. It was just an agreement that that's what presidents did to show that they weren't compromised by foreign interests, etc. Trump was the first one not to present his taxes. He kept promising but never did, because he legally didn't have to. So therefore, there was no accountability there. So that sort of thing that will become a legal requirement. There was also the appointment of his offspring to high political positions, even though they didn't pass the security checks. Again, there was just an underlying agreement that one did not do that until Trump came along and said, well, legally there's nothing stopping me, so I'm going to do it. So what has happened is there now, because of those sorts of scenarios, there needs to be a definition of what is official duties and what is personal. So it's like using the Attorney General for official US government stuff versus considering him your own personal attorney. So what I want to have a look at is when the ruling does come back, and he's not going to get overall immunity, but I do feel that they are juggling this at the moment about what is the president immune from, what isn't he immune from. There's some going back and forth in regards to this. What was the next card? Yeah, the moon card. Secrets being brought to the surface and exposed, which are going to require um, new boundaries set up, new legislation. So um, when it comes back that he is not immune to everything that he did, it's not a blanket immunity. It's Judge Shutkin going to do an evidentiary hearing. I read the other day, I really feel what's going to happen is it's the Florida case. Oh, and I'm getting ringing in my ears. The Florida case is going to go forward first. We've got the devil here, and we've got money changing hands, money laundering, getting paid for the actions that this devil undertook. And I really feel it is the treason. Being paid for treason is the one that's going to come forward first. But I do want to have a look. Will Judge Crichton undertake an evidentiary hearing? Now, that's not a trial, that's just a hearing bringing forward all the information and then deciding what was personal and what was presidential, what was official. So it's a way of exposing all the decisions that were made and then deciding which ones Jack Smith can actually prosecute on. So it's a way of getting it all out there. So is Janet Shutkin going to undertake an evidentiary hearing? Three of Swords, betrayal. The Three of Swords, stabbing through the heart. Could also be a vascular event happening to Trump himself that might put the brakes on this. But it is very much about the truth stabbing through the heart of the US people. So let's see, we've got challenged by the justice system here. I'm going to say there are three SCOTUSes that are going to rule blanket immunity. I have seen that for a long time now, and we're talking Gorsuch, Alito, and Thomas are going to rule blanket immunity here because the challenge is the SCOTUS, is justice. So this is the here and now. Again, I've got the three justices having received dark money, dirty money in the past. Three again. Goodness me, yes, so three justices trying to bring the ship into harbour in the past, trying to bring a plan to fruition. There's a lot of anxiety about this in regards to these justices. I have to go where I'm taken. I'm getting these three justices. They're really anxious about this. I'm getting that they're even trying to delay this decision. They're trying to muddy the waters in regards to this. But I think this ruling is going to come forward in the near future. I don't think this is going to get delayed till after the election. I'm seeing near future. Now, I know that they stop sitting, is it June or July or something? So there is an expectation that a ruling will come before then. I think it'll be even earlier than that. I'm feeling May, maybe the end of May, but I'm feeling earlier than it has to. A ruling being brought forward here. This is the women on the SCOTUS bringing forth a powerful argument that cannot be disputed externally. And then internally, the ruling being made, prosecution ruling. It's my Jack Smith card internally. I haven't listened to the arguments that were put forward. I've only read the newspaper articles in it, and what I gathered was Jack Smith's team that were putting forward the argument were really articulate, pointed, specific, legal, etc., whereas Trump's team in regards to immunity were really wishy-washy and waffly and supposition-y and opinion-y, not based in fact. So internally, we've got the women here and we've got Jack Smith. So I really feel, so we've got 4 women on the SCOTUS. I think all of them will vote to not be immune. I do feel that there will come a quick ruling in regards to this, but I do feel that there'll be a need to separate official from personal in regards to this. So we'll look at that in a moment. And I do, so they only need one more, and I think that one more is going to be Kavanagh. So we've got restriction here, hopes and fears. Okay, thank you. What I'm getting here is the ruling that will come down will be a restricted ruling. And when I say restricted ruling, I mean this is about defining what is official versus what was personal. I do feel that there will be quite a tight definition is what I'm getting there. Okay, the outcome, the decision isn't here as of yet about this message that they want to put forward, but, you know, there's a path to the light or there's a path down into the dark thicket. This is, the walking away, the 3 cups spilt, walking away. They're going to make their ruling and then walk away from it is what I'm getting. Again, the 3 and a lot of positive headlines coming forward very quickly. And here we have Justice Roberts bringing forth the decision. Just seeing what's on the bottom here. Burden, Homeland Security, money changing hands in regards to Homeland Security, loss and disappointment, mercenary actions, the courts in regards to this and downfall. So I do feel that it'll be the documents case that comes forward first. Don't know that it'll go back to Janet Schutkin. I'll just ask again in a slightly different way. I really feel there will be a definition ruling come down, a restrictive ruling, I'm going to say it, about, again, as I use that example, that, you know, even though the invasion of Iraq was based on lies and it's been proven that George W. knew they were lies because it was in an official position that was undertaken, that he cannot be prosecuted on that. But if he had received a personal financial kickback for doing so, not that he did, I'm just saying if that had occurred, then that would be personal. And yes, he could be charged on that. So let's have a look. It's a bit like Clinton being impeached for his Monica situation. It's very personal. So therefore he could be charged in regards to that or impeached. So let's have a look. Will the ruling about will the definition of personal versus official come from the Supreme Court? Let's have a look. Because if it doesn't, then it may go back down to Janet Schutkin. But let's have a look. Will the ruling about what is official come from the Supreme Court themselves? Official versus personal. Will that come from the Supreme Court? Will it come from the Supreme Court? Oh dear, sorry, pardon about my sniff there. Lovely head cold. Come on down, let's have a look. Yeah, I think it will. I think the ruling will come from the Supreme Court. Sword of truth. The sword of legislation is drawn, bringing an end to this issue. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to come from the Supreme Court. This is all that they have. It's been presented to them, and they're going to bring forth a ruling on this. We've then got the Queen of Swords. Yeah, it's the women on the court that are going to be incredibly powerful in regards to this. Out of left field, it's going to bring about an ending, and it's going to be burdensome. And we have the courts themselves here, courts and all government. Yeah, out of left field. It's going to, it's going. I'm going to say it's not going to be disputable. The ruling that they're going to bring down. I think it's going to be a good ruling. It may not be what we all want because we like Trump to be held accountable for everything that he's done. But I really think it's not an easy load for them to carry. But I think they're going to bring. Again, we've got 3 10s here. I think they're going to bring it to an end, and they're going to bring down the ruling themselves. Okay. We've still got here taking a stance, higher ground against the messaging. There will be some pushback in regards to this, but I think we are going to get the result that we want. I do feel there will be celebration because the ruling will make him accountable on some really specific points. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. Let's see how it goes. Catch you later. Bye-bye.